Hey, what's going on? Jesse Dale, Macro Missionary. So, staying on track while on business, and that's a little bit different than while on vacation. And Eric and I, we are constantly traveling for business. We're in Kansas City right now. So, here are the top out-of-the-box tips that I would have for you guys. First is those that fail to prepare to fail. So, plan ahead. Try to get a hotel with a microwave in it. Google restaurants around. The great thing about chain restaurants nowadays is that they have the calories on the menu. And third is I like to make these, I call them protein bombs. And what they are is pulverized oatmeal. So I put oatmeal in a blender. It will powderize it. It will literally powderize it. And then I'll mix that in baggies with Beverly UMP or protein powder of your choice. And it makes a really, really good pudding. So you can go to any drinking fountain, bring out a Tupperware or just your baggie, and put some water in there and eat it. Not a problem, and it's your complete meal. You can even shave up some almonds or just do almond flour as well, and you got yourself a really quick, goal-driven meal in a bag. The second big tip that I've been actually using this trip is intermittent fasting, or I've been actually doing the warrior diet. So on the travel day itself, where you're here and there, you're very busy, you're running from this flight to get to this place to check in. I've been doing almost a full fast on that day, or a warrior diet. So I would do a 20-hour fast and then have a 4-hour window, or I might fast all the way through. So that's great. It allows me to bank up some calories for future days. So some type of intermittent fasting really helps. Third, and this is normally easier to do, the one good thing about work travel is staying busy. So if it's a vacation, it's tough to be like the guy that's not showing up to the luncheon or whatnot. But on a business trip, people tend to get it. That, you go on conference and then, hey, there's a quick box lunch or something like that. So people get it if you're like, hey, I'm gonna run back to the room, do some research or whatnot. It doesn't come off as antisocial. So that can be a way to help out with the intermittent fasting. So then what do you do at that lunch hour? Is business trips tend to be go, a lot of information, a lot of stress, positive stress, but a lot of things going on. So remember in prior videos, we talked about sympathetic nervous system and parasympathetic nervous system activity. Do something to lower that or to engage that parasympathetic nervous system. So what I've been doing instead of doing the box lunch on breaks is just going out. We're in a downtown venue. There's some waterfalls, just going and walking near as much nature as I can. We did a whole video on that, and that will engage that parasympathetic nervous system and allow you to even out. And remember that increases your brain RAM a little bit so that you were able to not suffer from decision fatigue, so that when we are confronted with meals, we don't go bonkers. Speaking of meals, you're going to be eating out a lot. We've probably eaten out every meal we had, which has been few because we are using some fasting techniques. But when dining out, look for the lowest variance foods that you can. So yeah, that's going to be things like your chicken, your ahi tuna, get your sauces on the side. If you can research the restaurant beforehand, definitely research the restaurant beforehand. And a really good technique that we've been using this very trip is we found a poke bowl restaurant, or you could also probably do this with Chipotle, or if you find a local healthy restaurant. And we've been doubling up. So at the poke bowl, I'll order 2 when I go in. So I had it for lunch on Thursday, and then I ordered another one just because I knew that healthy restaurants were far and few between, and restaurants that have good protein sources tend to be far and few between. Lastly, if there is going to be a nice steak dinner, maybe you're going out with some of the executives or something along those lines, definitely, like we talked about, research the restaurant beforehand. And if they do a bread basket, that tends to be my nemesis. If they bring out the bread, I'm eating it. So what I do is at the hostess stand is I just ask politely, I said, hey, can you not bring out a bread basket for our table? And sometimes they'll say, okay, we don't have bread baskets anyway, but 9 out of 10 of those really nice steak restaurants do. They don't bring them out. It's out of sight, it's out of mind, and we're good to go. Lastly, for your micronutrients, it tends to really be tough to get micronutrients when dining out and living the fast life when you're traveling for business, but baby food. You can easily buy baby food before you leave. Pack it in your carry-on or pack it in your non-carry-on baggage. So they're the tiny little jars, and they're mashed, veggies. So yeah, very, very good micronutrients there. Yeah, that's kind of the hidden secret would be baby food. So the baby food along with that ground up powderized protein, along with the ground up powderized oatmeal with the protein and some baby food, and you literally have a complete meal. So hopefully these are helpful and implementable in your next travel. And always remember that why, stay goal driven. It absolutely can be done.